In this video, what we're going to look to do is we're going to look to solve the question of what is the tax liability of this company called Chalmers. Let's just kind of do a quick review of what we have so far. Well, Chalmers has an operating income of $750,000. They have $6,000 in dividends that have been given to them and that they're liable for taxes on. Although they received $20,000 and in dividends from a company called Harvey, since they only own 8% of the Harvey company, or they own less than 20%, 70% of the taxable earnings or of the dividends is exempt. So only 30% of the earnings is taxable. So that's why this number is here. Now this is a 30% number. And so what we're looking at, so 30% of the Harvey number is taxable. So EBIT stands for earnings before interest and taxes. So remember, we're solving for EBT. So earnings before interest and taxes is $756,000. Now the company had an interest payment of $200,000. That's what they earned. They earned $200,000 from their bank accounts in interest. So what we're going to do is we want to do EBT, earnings before taxes. Okay, not with the I in there, earnings before interest and taxes, earnings before taxes. So what we've done is we just subtracted out the interest. Now this right here is our taxable amount of money, or our tax liability. We owe tax on $556,000. We don't owe $556,000 in tax. We owe taxes on $556,000 of earnings. So the way that we're going to calculate this out is we are going to go to the corporate tax tables. And let me just take a quick look at the corporate tax tables with you. The corporate tax tables say this. They say that if you make 0 to 50K in your company, you pay 15%. If you make 50 to 75K, you are going to pay 25%. If you are between 75 and 100K, that's K's are 1,000 by the way, you pay 34%. If you have 100,000 to 335K, you are going to pay 39%. Then now watch this. From 335K, or 335,000, to 10 million. It's a really big number. It drops down to 34%. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We are going to, so we know this $50,000 at this particular level. So the first 50,000 we are going to pay 15% on, or $7,500. So then the next level is only a $25,000 level right here. It's a $25,000 level. And you're going to pay 25 cents on every dollar in that particular category, or $6,250. Well, then the next level again is only 25,000, and you are going to pay 34 cents on every dollar in that particular category. Okay. So then what we're going to do is we're going to quickly add these. So that's $100,000. And now our tax liability is this, $556,000. That's our tax liability. So 50, 25, and 25. So far, this is 100. That's 100. So we have a difference of 556, which is right here, 556,000 minus 100,000, which is 456,000. Now, just bear with me on what I'm doing. We're still in the tax tables because we're now in the next. We're in that tax table. That is the large tax table. It's the piece between the 100 to 335,000. Well, since we have 456, we bounce out of this tax table. So that tax table is $235,000 at 39%. So I'm going to get my calculator out here for a second. So 235,000 times 0.39 is we're going to pay $91,650 in this category. So now let's just see where we are. We're at 456 minus 235. We are 1, 2, let's just count this down. So our difference is 221,000. Well, let's take a look at our category again. Now, anything between 335 and 10 million is at 34%. So we have 221,000 times 0.34. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this in my calculator. Oops. That comes out to be $75,140. So these are the taxes that we owe by category. So now what we do is we just add these up. So I'm just going to use the calculator here and add these up. And once you finish adding them up, that will become the amount of tax that you have to pay and it says to me we have to pay $189,040. So I'm going to just double check this. I'm going to, one more time, I'm just going to make sure that my numbers are correct, because you don't want to be off when you're paying taxes. Let's see. Good. All right, I'm right on target here. So our tax liability is $189,040. That's our tax liability. That's the amount of money that we're going to have to pay in taxes on our earnings of $556,000 that we saw a little earlier in the equation.